Salutations, this is Grimdevel, and welcome to another series of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We are still in version 0.33. Our last run ended a little more prematurely than I would have hoped. You can see that the very last species and background that I played is still loaded in my web tiles here. But I thought for the next series, I might do something that's more of a concept than something that's, I really want to play this specific species, or like, I don't know. What I want to do, I've never actually beaten the game as a human. I think I've gotten really close, but I don't think, I'm pretty sure, I'd have to check, but I don't think I've beaten the game as a human. And human is kind of just like the default, right? I think we can actually take a look. A human has very baseline everything, right? Is it not listing the aptitudes here? Why isn't it listing the aptitudes? Maybe maybe I can't use my... Usually if I hit list aptitudes, it shows... Well, if I hit human... All right, there we go. Now it shows it. All right. We've got, no bonus or penalty to armor or dodging, or, I'm already blanking on SHD. What is SHD? Already can't remember. Shields. A little bonus to stealth, but that's pretty normal. A little penalty to shape-shifting, also very normal. +1 to invocations, that's also pretty normal. Nothing to evocations, nothing to throwing, no hit point bonus, no magic point bonus, baseline experience, like baseline everything pretty much. Zeros across the board here. Spells, a -1 for spell casting, but that's also kind of the norm. And then zeros and everything else. Just like your baseline. Not really anything, right? In fact, I'm kind of curious. What does it say? Humans are natural explorers. Discovering new places refreshes and invigorates them. They are otherwise completely average. I don't know if that's a thing that they, like a bonus they get. Does it? Maybe there is something there that I just don't know about. The concept that I want to do is have a human be sort of like a paladin, a holy warrior. That's what I would like. So that means worshipping, I think, the Shining One. And I was kind of conflicted about how to start. I think it could be one of two things. We could say a monk, right? Monk is kind of like, if you're going to really be focusing on your faith on a god in this game, a monk starts with additional piety. It's the only species that does. Sorry, it's the only background that does. But it might also be interesting to do a Cinder Acolyte, because they start worshiping a god that you can't worship otherwise, like a dead god, basically, or a dying god. And the concept there would be like, you convert from this dead or dying god into something like, I've seen the light. So I think they're both interesting concepts. Monk, I've done a lot. It's probably my most played background in this game, just on my own. I've certainly never beaten it as a Cinder Acolyte. I think I've only tried it a couple of times. So kind of in real time, I didn't actually decide this beforehand, but kind of in real time, I'm thinking that might be fun. Now, we don't get a lot of advantage for doing this, especially if we decide to convert early. But it will incentivize us. If you don't know, a Cinder Acolyte, you start by worshipping Ignis, and you start with a certain amount of piety with Ignis that you cannot replenish. So it's like a finite amount of faith that you can use, like some abilities with this god, and then they're gone. You can't get it back. Once you leave this god, there's no real penalty for it. So it's just kind of like some bonus faith abilities until you worship a different god. So let's try that. We're going to say we were worshiping Ignis and we've been disenchanted, and then we'll see the light and become a paladin. And I think because it's kind of a thematic game, we should pick a thematic weapon. If we want to be a paladin, I kind of like a mace as kind of like a holy... I know the whole like idea of like Dungeons and Dragons clerics only being able to wield blunt weapons comes from I think an historic misconception. I think it came from something that's just incorrect or was misinterpreted. Still, I just kind of like the concept, like, oh, and it came from like, oh, you can't cut. I don't know, whatever. I still like the idea. Let's do mace. Maces and flails. I also like the scourge, right? The holy scourge is a cool weapon. Or, yeah. All right, so we are Grimdfell the human, Cinder, Acolyte. Everyone else who sought the Orb of Zot has failed. Will you be different? So let's take a look. So our Ignis abilities are Fiery Armor, Foxfire Swarm, and Rising Flame. But Rising Flame makes you go up in a level, so you can't use it if you're on Dungeon 1. It sends you floating upward, and after a short delay for Ignis to gather enough power, blasts you through the ceiling into the level above. It may only be used once. Doesn't actually cost piety, but it's a one-time use. So that is like a get out of a terrible situation card. I don't know exactly how much piety. I guess we have 5 pips of piety. Foxfire Swarm here. It's a swarm of animate flames all around you. They rapidly seek the nearest monsters. I mean, just like the spell, except it's a bunch of them. They will dissipate harmlessly if unable to reach a target. 1d8 per Foxfire. So it's kind of an early, just like, attack everything around. And armor. Armors yourself in fire, provides +7 AC. Certainly very good for the for the early game. And searing foes foolish enough to strike you out in melee. The fire takes quite a long time to burn out. And these abilities only cast piety, and then you cannot regain that piety. So that's what we start with. As a human, we're also resistant to fire. I forgot that. Yes, we get a pip of RF, which is really nice. We also start, I forgot about this, with a cursed mace of flaming. So obviously -1 is not good, but it does have the flaming brand, which is actually pretty good on a heavy weapon like a mace, which is heavy-ish, whatever. So it's kind of a cool flavor. But what I really want to do was... Yeah, okay, so humans they regain hit points and magic points as they explore, which is kind of hard to exploit. But it does mean, I guess it sort of encourages if you're in a bad situation. Normally, you would really try to avoid running away into an unknown area, because you never know what other trouble you might run into. This kind of incentivizes you to do it because you can regain hit points back if you're really low on health. I mean, obviously it's still risky, but an interesting mechanic that I don't play a lot. I don't play human very often, so I definitely forgot that was a thing. All right, I don't know how long we're going to keep Ignis, so we should definitely not be afraid to use Ignis's abilities, and that's probably going to be hard for me to remember, but... All right, so even with a -1, like we took care of that kobold, wasn't too hard. And we can regain health by running away into unexplored areas. And that might inform how we look at the map. Okay. Like how we explore the map to make sure that there's... I don't know. Maybe not. I'm probably not smart enough to do that in a smart way. Okay. We're okay. Good. I'm going to take this leather armor. I'm going to take the sling too. Why not? I think if we put on that leather armor, we don't have any spells right now, right? So, yeah, I think it's only good, right? We don't have any spells, right? Yeah, we don't know any spells. Oh, but we can memorize one, which I suppose we could do. I don't know if Ignis gives you a bonus to fire magic. Maybe he does. No, this doesn't say he does. Okay. So, yeah, let's wear the leather armor. And we could learn that spell. We don't get a bonus to... Oh, I forgot to turn this off. Whoops, I forgot to change my skills. That's not great. So we've been... All right, I'm going to turn off fire magic. We start with a little bit of that just because of Ignis. We did already get 0.1 in spellcasting. I'm going to turn that off for now. Well, we might turn that on. I mean, we probably will be casting some spells. And we do have the 3 fire magic, so maybe we will lean into that a little bit. Like, we have Scorch. We might as well use it a little bit. Well, we can memorize it, and we have the... Yeah, so maybe. Actually, remind me, whoops, how Scorch works. Scorch is a random foe. It does have a range of 3. Those injured by this have their resistance to fire burned away for a short time. And we have a fire weapon, so okay, I can see that. Like, it synergizes with our melee attack if we have a flame weapon. All right, so once we get to level 2, we might actually memorize Scorch. Fighting's good. Maces and flails. I don't regret having those on. I will skill target maces, and we'll target that. I would also like some armor training. Let's just get that to like 3 for now. Okay, let's go. Yeah, so we got a little bit of spellcasting. I don't think our fire skill actually went up at all from the few enemies that we killed. Hello. Great, we are now level 2. Let's memorize Scorch. 14% failure. I think it was 11% before we donned the leather armor. Okay, cool. And that's on A. So yeah, we might be casting that a bit. And the more armor skill that we learn, the better that'll get too. Yeah, I'm not going to memorize more spellcasting yet. I think this is fine for now. I'd rather get our fighting and maces and flails up. Okay, I could have used it there. An amulet! All right, come here, Kobold. Let's wait till you're 3 squares away. There we go. Nice. Nice. All right, back up. I did use... All right, yeah, we can only use it once before we don't have enough magic to cast it a second time, but that's okay. Boom. Oh, very nice. An amulet of the acrobat on dungeon 1. Fantastic. Well, now there's a lot of advantage to running away. I mean, advantage. It's less risky to run away. Oh, I just killed it with Scorch. Fantastic. All right. And I know I didn't really mention this, but I kind of like the idea of a human holy warrior because it's just a little more, it just makes sense to me. Or maybe it's just like what I think of more as like a classic paladin, I think is what I'm trying to say. A boring humid. Get a little closer. All right. We got some barding here, which we cannot wear. Okay. Endoplasm. Nice. Let's run back until we get a little more magic. There we go. Nice. Okay, that's it for Dungeon 1. We got the amulet. We have just 1 scroll. We have 3 potions. We don't know what they are. Oh, it's possible we started with something. Let's go up here. Let them come a little closer. There we go. I miscast. Let's get our magic back. All right, go down a different staircase. That's just annoying. Okay. Get the slug. Good. Okay, poison darts. Good. We are level 3. I've envisioned us as a holy warrior, right? So let's go for strength. Strength also, of course, helps us wear better armor, which helps us with spellcasting while being armored. So it doesn't mean we're not going to be leaning into spellcasting. We have good intelligence, too. We start with good intelligence. We just don't start with good dexterity. Cool. All right, Scorch is still at 14%. I think the first time we see some better armor, though, we'll be tempted to take it. In which case, we might need better spellcasting to continue to cast Scorch if we want it. I think the very first, like, really difficult fight will probably use some of Ignis's abilities. Okay, here, this is interesting. Faded Altar of an Unknown God. Let's see what it could be. They changed how this works in either this version or the last version, where you get to select between one of 3 random gods. No, you don't get to select. It'll tell you what 3 gods you might randomly select. And then if all 3 gods are appealing to you, why not? This would be Vehumit, Heplioclana, or Zin. Zin is the only one of those that I would worship early, because you can switch between Zin or Elvion or the Shining One without penalty. But there's only 1 in 3 chance of getting Zin here, so I don't want to do it. A Whip of Freezing. Well, get a little closer, and I'm gonna... Oh, you're caught in a web. Right, you're scorched. Yeah, well, you were caught in the web. I'm going to take that Whip of Freezing, because that's a +1 weapon. Is that going to be better? I mean, the Flame synergizes with Scorch, of course. But if I look at the Whip of Flaming, my current attack delay is 0.9. Damage is 8. Okay. And our mace, damage is 9, but the attack delay is 1.2. So, and this actually has good accuracy. I didn't realize that. Freezing's not a great brand on a whip. You want something like electricity or poison, because then it helps that it's a fast weapon. The fast doesn't help so much on a slow weapon. So I guess I'm using the flaming mace still for now. I might change my mind. What do you have here? A Staff of Fire. Well, that's interesting. Not really. Do we get synergy with staff? We do. Training maces and flails does give us some cross-training with staves. So we could use that, and that would increase our fire magic. I mean, I'll take it for now because we have lots of inventory space. And I suppose we're not using a shield yet either. I could just put the Staff of Fire on B and then quickly switch. And now our with the Staff of Fire, one, it gives us another pip of RF, but also it lets it increases our fire magic. So Scorch would be even more powerful. I guess we can probably see that. If I look at our spells, the power is 28%. If I go back to the mace, 18%. Yeah. Yeah. So it does help that. And it's not... Well, let's take a look. It's damage rating 6. Yeah, but it has a much better base accuracy. It's not branded. But I think you do some fire damage with it. Okay. We don't have poison resist. It's a reptile, so I am going to use freezing here. Because it's cold-blooded, which can slow it down. Yeah, actually, I'm going to put the Whip of Freezing on my alternate weapon, actually, because when I fight things that are susceptible to cold, I'm going to want that so they slow down. Yeah, the Staff of Fire, I don't know about. All right, come here. Boots. I'll wear them. And a flail, which, I mean, I think maces and flails are pretty... I think it has less accuracy than a mace, but higher base damage. But with our -1... Well, the -1 is just on the mace. Of course, it's not branded. Whatever, I'll pick it up because we have lots of inventory space right now, but we'll probably drop it very soon. Okay. Done exploring. I'm just kind of checking to see if I picked anything up. Scrolls. Yeah, 2 emerald potions. Let's keep going. Okay. New boots. We might as well see what these are. Right now our boots are brown. These are white. I think I like the brown ones. Okay. Yeah, come here. All right, that's a bunch of kobolds. I bet Robin's nearby. Until Robin shows up, let's just kind of swat at these guys. All right, we're level 4. We got some strength. All right, maybe Robin wasn't here. There was just a bunch of kobolds. Okay. Ribbon worm. Scorch. We definitely have enough magic now to cast Scorch a couple of times. Okay. All right, auto explore. Scorch. Nice. Scorch is now at 13%. I guess because our armor rating went up a tiny bit. All right, I'm going to back up here. Oh, nice. That was good. Scorch. Nice. All right, I'll let you come to me. Nice. Scorch. Great. All right, this one I'm going to back up a bit. Scorch. Nice. All right, Scorch definitely coming in handy here. Which maybe I will increase my spellcasting a little bit. Maybe I'll wait till armor gets to level 3. Yeah, that sounds fine. I have evocations as something it's recommending, as something I could train. Why is that? I have no evocables. Is it because I have a staff? Does that help? Does evocations help with the staff? Whoops. Took a step too far there. Back up. All right. Scorch. 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 Nice. We're level 5. Scorch. Scorch. Good. Scorch. Okay, back up. Yes. All right. We're doing all right. Scorch. Scorch really doesn't last that long, though. Say that. A cache of fruit. I tried to pick it up. You can't do it. Hey, Adder. Switch weapons. Scorch you. And the Scorch doesn't obviously synergize with... There, you're slowed. Very good. Good. Okay. We got some spells. They're Forgecraft spells. Spike Launcher, Sigil Binding, Diamond Saw Blaze. I think those are higher level. Yeah. And at some point we got some other spells too. Rime Blight. Construct Spike Launcher. Describe that for me. Constructs a simple mechanical trap within an adjacent wall, which repeatedly skewers random adjacent enemies. Protected by the wall itself, it is invulnerable to most forms of damage. Interesting. But will fall apart if the caster leaves its vicinity. That's an interesting spell. Yeah, I feel like we do need to do a Forgecraft run at some point. And maybe it's the only... No, I mean, it's not the only... We have Diamond Saw Blaze here, but that's really high level. Forgecraft. It's not for right now. Hey, Jelly. You're not, like, susceptible to anything now. Can I Scorch you through that? I can. Scorch. All right, double Scorch through the plants. Okay. Scorch. Okay. All right, Scale Mail. This is going to change our spellcasting. It increases our armor by a good amount. Spell failure. Oh, it tells you how much the spell failure would worsen by up to 23%. Oh, that's so nice. It tells you each spell. All right, that is bad. And I do like Scorch in the early game. What's doing us well, and this only gives us, well, 3 armor is nothing to sneeze about, but our evasion would decrease. I'm going to take it. But I feel like Ringmail would be a nice in-between. Because I definitely want to keep... I feel like the right move is to keep having Scorch be more castable. But I also don't want to invest... It's Nemelex. Invest the training in it right now. I'd rather train maces and flails and armor and fighting. Cool. But it is nice. Like, we're taking full advantage of it. Oh, what am I doing? I'm trying to destroy that plant when I don't need to. Okay, there's Dith. Not a god for us. Have I missed any gods? No. We're on Dungeon 3. And, like, I'm hoping to convert sooner than later, so... We haven't even found a unique enemy yet, though. All right, there's some Ringmail. Let's see what this does. Yeah. That's nice. 21%. That's a big difference. I think I'm going to keep the leather for now. I did take the Ringmail, but... Okay. Oh, looks like there's some stuff we could explore up here if I just attack this bush enough. Come on, get the bush. There we go. All right, just lean into this. It's taking a long time to destroy these bushes. Although, to be fair, a mace is probably not the weapon you want to use to destroy a bush. All right, there was nothing there. It was just we hadn't explored everything. All right, down to Dungeon 4. We're going to get close to a temple soon. Let me go down a different staircase. And we haven't used any of Ignis's abilities other than memorizing Scorch, which, you know, I'm not unhappy with. Which weapons? Bring this one up. Scorch. Okay. Scorch. Nice. Yeah, Scorch is really nice. I wish we had found more fire magic spells. Because we have some skill. Petrify, Irradiate, and Fulsome Fusillade. Yeah. Okay. Our spell aptitudes. Yeah, they're all 0. Which is not bad. Like, some of these spell skills, a lot of different... Like, it can be hard for any species to have bonuses in them. Depending on what it is. Let's go up here. Hey, Hound. Let me Scorch you. Scorch you again. Okay, we are level 6. Heal up. Like, I want to use my Ignis abilities, but... throw a poison dart at you. Okay. Scorch. Okay. Fetus. A lovely altar to Fetus. But still no good gods. Which maybe is for the best because we still haven't used our Ignis abilities. And I'll feel bad if I don't use them. We just really haven't needed to. At all. No situation has really been that dire. Like, not even remotely, really. Not for me. A ring. A ring of ice. Okay, it's good to have, because that will trade our C with our pip of our F. Okay. Let's keep going. Auto Explorer. Scorch. Okay. Yeah, I got a little contaminated. A wand of flame. All right, fits our theme. We're still all in it for Ignis right now in our role playing. Oh, and we have a wand of acid. Okay. Okay. Keep going to dungeon 5. We'll probably put a cut in soonish, but let's read some of these scrolls. All right, there's teleportation. Very good. Read this one. Okay, revelation. There's crazy youth. No temple on this floor yet. Let's read this one. Fog. Cool. Oh, that is a lovely, lovely ring. Really, really nice artifact ring here. RLEC, RN plus, and strength plus 7. That's great. That would help our armor. So now the ring mail only worsens our spell failure by 4%. So at this point, I will wear it. Yeah. We're still training armor, although we're going to stop soon. And maybe once I get armor to 3, I'll get like another point in spellcasting, but then maybe get some dodging. Okay. I think this is going to be the last floor we explore in this game session. Oh, hey, Blorkula. All right, we're going to back up. And here is where we are going to use Foxfire Swarm. Back up. And again, because I kind of forgot he did that. All right, now we're going to use the use the armor. Use fiery armor. And Scorch. Great. And we still have 4 pips of piety. Maces and flails increased. Armor is 3. We are level 7. Hey. Oh, we still have the armor on? Yeah, it got burned by our cloak of flame. Was that still... I don't see a status, but maybe the status disappeared after it hit us. Close that door. All right, so we're not doing armor anymore. Let's get spellcasting to 2. I hate that it's an odd, like an irrational number right now. Not irrational, but 1.1. Not a whole number. And once it gets to 2, we'll focus on something else. Probably. Scorch. Like, we could even lean into more fire magic if we want. All right, and I'm glad we used a little bit of Ignis against Blorkula. I think that was good. Nice. All right, Maces and Flails is coming in handy. We got a cloak here. Let's put that on. Oh, nice. I like it. Switch weapons. Scorch. Okay. A tower shield. I think shield is very paladin-y. We're going to take it, but tower shield is going to take a really long time to be able to train into. So this is fine. Scorch. So we definitely want a buckler or at least a kite shield first. Oh, nice. I got the... Okay. Good. Oh. Oh, gosh. All right. More Foxfire Swarm. Okay. What wand do you have? Charming. Can you even get Wand of Charming as a player character? Let's go this way and get a little health back. Let's use Foxfire Swarm again. Actually, get a little closer, and I think I'm just going to Scorch him. Oh, great. All right, we got that Wand of Charming. We could train some evocations. We've got some wands. Not a lot of acid charges, and flame isn't that exciting, but ooh. Okay. Switch. Scorching all of them. Just keep scorching. Keeping the... These things, the iguanas are cold-blooded too. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, now there's a bear chasing. Let's get over here. We can't really run back. Is the problem? Okay. Still got a little nervous about the bear raging. Okay, good. We're level 8. We feel clever. Maracuda. You have RC. Okay, let me get out of your line of sight for a second. Let's Scorch. Oh, they're right. Scorch. No, we're just going after the main one. Okay, good. Still don't have Identify. But we've used our Piety against a couple of foes. Okay. So I'm happy with that. Oh, that's interesting. A Quill Talisman that grants our elect. Now, Quill, I think it keeps your... Oh, no, it melts everything except your torso armor. So we're not going to use that. We have Aralac through other means, so it's... We're not going to lean into spell shape-shifting at this point. Come on. Okay. And here's Crazy Youth. We're going to ignore you. You have a... what do you have? Oh, +4 Quarterstaff of Chaos. That's a pretty good one. But we can't really chance it right now. I think we could kill you. All right. We're 37 minutes in. So far, so good. I'm pleased that we've used Ignis's abilities. Everything except Rising Flame, which we may very well never use. I won't be upset if we don't use Rising Flame. So I think if we do come across a good god, which we have not yet, we're going to take it. And we've got a white cloak, which I like. All right, I enjoyed playing with you today, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.